Mercedes S-Class is an elegant technological masterpiece. A car that once appealed predominantly to the elderly now has a much wider range of potential buyers. This is more of a leap forward than a step forward as compared to its predecessor. Now, there is seriously so much to talk about on this new S-Class, so let's start with the exterior. Mercedes claims the new S-Class is the first car ever to come with no incandescent light bulbs anywhere on the car. That means LEDs everywhere. We got 56 LEDs in the headlights alone, 35 in the taillights, and if you think that's impressive, just wait until you see what the 300 LEDs in the interior can do. The optional sport package brings polished chrome highlights to the exterior. It's also got a more aggressive front fascia and comes with a set of 19-inch upgraded wheels. Now, this specific car has been further upgraded with a beautiful set of 20-inch wheels. All of those, in my opinion, aren't really optional in order to make a non-AMG S-Class look the best it can. Around the back, the new deck lid flows much more seamlessly into the design. The optional spoiler also keeps the back from looking a bit too droopy. The S-Class has phenomenal presence on the road. At 198 inches long, it's massive. Thankfully, it can parallel park itself. Of course, the main showpiece of the S550 is its interior. Loaded with technology and the luxury of a private jet, it's almost overwhelming how good of a job Mercedes did with this car. Even if you set foot in a brand new E-Class, for instance, you instantly feel underwhelmed after being in an S550. The optional Burmester sound system fitted on this car features 24 speakers and 1,540 watts of pure auditory bliss. I'm honestly not sure what's more impressive, the sound or the aesthetics of the system itself. We've got these rotating tweeters that... Since this isn't exactly a sports car, I thought I'd do a different type of point of view, just giving you what it's like to drive, especially at nighttime, because the lights are pretty cool on this thing. So you've got keyless entry. I can put the key back in my pocket, go up to the front door, pull on the handle, it unlocks. Cool thing about the seatbelt when you put it on is it actually tightens up to you. Kind of unusual. So press the gas, seatbelt locked in. The seat is returning itself to the position I stored, manual 1. When you turn the car off, it moves itself away from the steering wheel so it's easier to get in and out of the car. Now, a big thing that I love about this vehicle is the 360-degree camera at slow speeds. You can activate it at any speed by pressing that button, but if you flick it in reverse, it automatically pops up. You can see there's a yellow Audi behind me, and the lines turn with the steering wheel. Put it back into park. Now, the shift lever is mounted on the steering column, not like your typical automatic where it would be here in the center console area. As you can see, I've got a red lighting on right now. You can press this car button. Now click vehicle settings and scroll over to ambient light color. And then you can choose from an array of different color options. Glow red, dawn red. Let's put it on blue for now. Put it in drive. Now, I like to leave it in comfort and eco mode for the suspension and the steering because, well, this isn't exactly a sports car. Now, you press on the gas, it automatically disengages park. And right off the bat, the first thing you notice with the S550 is how quiet everything is. The sound isolation in this vehicle is incredible. I did a test with some friends, blasted music inside the car, about as loud as you can possibly take it, and then from the outside of the car you couldn't hear it at all. You open the door, it just lets out all the music, you close it, can't hear anything. And screaming inside the car, you can't hear anything as well. So you can tell Mercedes did a very, very good job at isolating the car from road noise. Steering is nice and light, but when you do put it in sport mode, the car handles pretty well for a car of this size, 198 inches long. And it's pretty easy to maneuver around tight spots in a parking garage like this because the turning radius is great, and with that 360-degree camera, you know exactly where you are on the road. I'm going to try doing a nighttime point of view. I've never done this before, so hopefully it works out okay. there's a lot of features that the S550 has for driving at night that make it make more sense to film this at nighttime, especially with the lights too. So the S550 has adaptive high beams. So right now you can tell the headlights are on. Now down here you can see that it says A for automatic high beams. When you're in an area where there's not a lot of lighting, there's no cars around, the Mercedes realizes that and it turns on the high beams. Especially if you're on a highway, it actually points the high beams upwards in order to let you see the overhead road signs a little bit better. Put it in sport mode, downshift to first, floor it.
Mercedes, Porsches. You get into Bentleys at that stage as well, depending on how much money you have and if you're buying new or used. So to appeal to that class of customer, you really have to set yourself apart from the competition. And one way in which Audi have been able to do that is to fit their A8 with a permanent but variable four-wheel drive system, or quattro, and even on a slippery surface when you put your foot down, the power delivery is just effortless. You could be easily fooled from looking at the A8 that it's just a piece of art, very pretty from the outside and the inside as well, but it's actually got a lot of torque. It's a real driver's car, this, and the 8-speed automatic transmission means that there's no discernible loss of power even when it's shifting through gears, and the shifts are seamless. If you could close your eyes while you were driving, it's not advised. You wouldn't know when each gear was being changed. The A8's large footprint is offset by Audi's use of their space frame technology, which reduces the weight of the shell from the steel body by up to 40%. That means you get better CO2, a lower tax rate, and the car is more fuel efficient than the old model as well. The new A8 also comes with Audi's very innovative Matrix LED lighting system. This is a very sophisticated piece of kit. It involves 25 individual LEDs sitting inside each light unit. They can be controlled individually, so you don't blind oncoming traffic, but you're still able to illuminate the road ahead of you. I'm blown away at just how silent everything in the A8 is. I mean, just look at this. This is the Audi MMI screen. Noise suppression at its most anal. It is silent. The question of value for money inevitably must be asked when you're buying something this expensive. And because I work in the used car market and assess the residual values of vehicles, every shred of my analytical body should be against an A8 just because of the amount of money that it's destined to lose in the first few years.
Within the all-new BMW 7 Series, we integrated a considerable update to the connected drive operating system. We know the iDrive controller today is very easy to use and our customers love it. But for the connected drive stage of the new BMW 7 Series, we integrated also touch capabilities. So that's very intuitive to use. By just touching the display, you can easily switch your navigation, you can choose your tracks or switch to radio stations. But on top of that, we also integrated gesture control. That's very easy and very intuitive to use as well. So when I'm receiving a call, it's very easy to swipe this call away to the voicemail like this. Or to accept the call, I just have to point like this. I can also change the volume of the sound system by just doing this very simple gesture. Or bring it back down. And on top of that, we have one gesture that can be individually configured by our customer. This is the to gesture. Could potentially be switching off the display, like in this case. Or you could put your home address, your office address, or the next track under this gesture.